Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell. Colin, it's almost game week. We're almost there. It is Friday. I've mentioned this to someone else before. I don't remember who it was, but every year it's like I go through after football season. I'm like, I can live. Basketball. I'm a basketball guy. I love basketball. We do all that stuff, and every year I'm like, this is just football season and stuff. And then August hits.
Mm,
And they grab me, and it gets me.
you're locked in.
And now I'm back. And now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to see somebody hit somebody.
Mm.
And I'm ready to watch some North Texas football, Colin. So today we have our season predictions. We're gonna go through the entire schedule, give our official final predictions, and then we're going to go through the depth chart because the first depth chart was released a week in advance of the game. We'll go through that. We'll give a couple of our sleeper picks for players to watch, and then we'll be good. And then we'll be ready to go as North Texas hosts Cal on September 2nd, Saturday at 3 p.m. in Datku Stadium on ESPNU as well. So big time game, nationally televised game.
Datku. There's got to be something better. There's
I'm
got to be
hyped.
something. There's got to be
I'm
something
excited.
Better. Than Datku?
For everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Well, you
Datku.
called it Dat before, and that was kind of weird. So
The D,
the Denton area teachers
Denton Area Teachers Credit Union.
credit union. Did you see the picture of them when they were putting up the sign? They put TCU first.
I saw that.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a good name. Why couldn't it be like named after somebody with the sponsorship, like the Mean Joe Green?
North Texas needs the money, my man. I hate to tell you that. Not Texas, I think, named theirs after a player. LSU has theirs just as Tiger Stadium.
But when you don't have to name it after anybody, that's when you know. But then, hey, North Texas was there. Fouts Field. I guess that was named for somebody. Just kidding.
Yeah, but it wasn't an ad. But hey, they make a lot of money off Apogee and Datku, so credit to them.
I feel like Apogee just stopped being a company.
I don't know what Apogee was. We've talked about this before. Regardless, Colin, it is time to predict the season. And I go into this podcast, I'm always prepared, but I leave myself some wiggle room to kind of improvise. And that's what I'm ready to do today.
I actually wrote down notes, not typed them out.
That's good. That's progress because you're usually
today.
Never prepared for anything.
That's not true at all, but okay.
That's good. All right. We got the schedule, Colin, right here. For those watching on YouTube, we have the schedule on the screen. I think I can make us bigger. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
StreamYard is great. Shout out StreamYard. So we have, let me just read the schedule real quick. Home versus Cal, at FIU, at La Tech, and home versus Abilene Christian as your 4 non-conference games. Talked about them at length. Then you get the conference in the American. New teams right off the bat. At Navy, home versus Temple, at Tulane, home versus Memphis, home versus UTSA, at SMU. That's the stretch of death, those 4 games. Then you end the year at Tulsa and home against UAB. It is, I think, overall a challenging schedule, but it's a manageable schedule. If North Texas is taking the next step into the American in what we presume to be the next step for this program to improve from top to bottom, new coach, new staff, new quarterback, new everything. We've talked about it all. Where do you want to start? Do you want to go game by game?
Let's go game by game, but let's also, if it's something that's, controversial, we have to slightly explain it a little bit. Okay. You good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to go you for Cal, or you want me to list everybody?
I think you can go 1 through 11 first.
Okay.
And then, or 1 through 12, and then I'll go 1 through 12.
Okay, I'll name them off, and then you let me know if you have any issues with any of them. Cal home, I have a loss. We talked about this on the crossover podcast. FIU away, I have a win. La Tech away, I have a win. ACU home, I have a win. That should be pretty straightforward. FIU, I guess, would be the hardest opponent there, maybe.
La Tech, probably.
I don't know.
La Tech and FIU play week 0, actually. They play tomorrow, so tune in, North Texas fans.
Navy away. I feel like this is the first quote-unquote test. Navy's not as good as they have in the past. Obviously, they've been ranked in the past. I have a loss away. I think this is going to be something that they're not used to. They're not used to seeing that team. So I do have a loss away there. Temple, home win. I think Temple's going to get cooked, from the heat. Um, I know it's in October, but hey, it could be 100. Tulane away, loss. I think that's everyone has that pencil as a loss. Memphis is where I started trying to. These next stretch of games is where I got a little wishy washy. I
Yeah.
actually have win crossed out and put a loss. I don't think they win on paper. I just think they lose. UTSA, however, I think they win.
Okay.
I don't think they win Memphis because they're not super familiar with the opponent. But UTSA, they're familiar. They're going to be coming off a loss. It's at home. I think it's a win. SMU away, I have a loss. Tulsa away, I have this at a win/loss. I'm unsure what to pick here. Hey, I was looking at season previews last night for Tulsa. They're a bunch of people haven't having the same record as we're projected to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but win/loss, you can help me decide on that later. And then UAB home, I have a win.
Okay. So the losses:
Losses are
SMU,
Cal,
Memphis,
Navy,
Tulane.
Tulane, SMU.
So 7-5, or well,
Depends on Tulsa.
depends on Tulsa. So you're either 6-6 or 7-5, Colin.
Yeah.
So, Tulsa on the road. Let's think about the circumstance here. You're coming off of an SMU loss
Mm-hmm.
in your scenario. On ESPN2, late night game on a Friday. So you
Mm-hmm.
get an extra day's rest. You go at Tulsa. It's not a very far trip. What is that, like 4 hours?
I think it's
Something like that.
something like
3,
that.
4 hours, something.
Probably.
Um, Tulsa's not going to be bad at all.
Tulsa has
But
also beat SMU 3 of the last 4 years.
this is I've mentioned those 5 games before, right? I mentioned those 5 games every time. It's like the Tulsa, UAB, Tulane, Temple, and then if you throw in La Tech, or no, I'm sorry, not Tulane, Temple, Navy, and La Tech, like those 5 games, how you do on those. And Tulsa and UAB at the end of the season, serving as real swing games,
Yeah.
is going to be fascinating because this could be a 5-5 team going into. I mean, in your scenario, it is a 5-5 team going into those last 2 games, and if you win them
Yeah.
both, you're 7-5.
Yeah.
I need a prediction, Colin. Tulsa, is it a win or is it a loss? I think I know the Tulsa quarterback. I watched him at Frisco Independence, and he's pretty good.
I'll go with loss.
Or do you just want me to go and then you can,
No. I think
depending on what I
the
say?
reason why all my losses are, I guess every loss except for Memphis is away is because I think they're going to struggle away this year.
I think it's a fair take. I think that's fair.
So I think if I had to lean anywhere, it would be a loss at Tulsa. Obviously, if Tulsa comes out looking bad and we look really good, that I can flop that. But I
No,
think
you can't flop it. This
no, I
is
mean
literally
it's in. I'm saying it's locked in, but I mean like in the future when we're talking about the team, we can flop it at game day. But
if they go 6-6, but they win the bowl game,
you
is
better.
that
That's
is
better
that a
than going
successful
7.
season?
Yeah, I feel like any bowl game is a successful season. I don't think that needs to be said after the last like 8 years.
If they go 6-6 and win their bowl game and end at 7-6, I think we can look at this as a successful season. Now,
Yeah.
if they go 7-5 and lose their bowl game, is that also a successful season?
I think it depends on who your wins are.
Okay, well, let's
Like
go through
during the
my
regular
schedule, and
season.
then
Yeah.
since you're not going to answer it, I'll go through mine. Cal at home. Man, I really want to pick this as a win. I really do. I really, really, really do. I really hope they win this game, but I can't. So give me a loss. Give me at FIU win, at La Tech win, and or home against ACU win. So like same as you, 3-1 through the first
Yep.
4.
Yep.
Cal is the game that if you can get that one, you're looking great. If you lose Cal, you could potentially lose, La Tech on the road. That's not a bad team, but still, I'm gonna go 3-1 through 4 games. Conferences, as always, where it gets really challenging. I'll go game by game. Navy on the road. I also think that is a loss. I actually had that. I'm surprised you picked up on my vibes because yes, that is where I have.
They were my vibes too, Bernie.
Yes, I know, but we somehow been together too long. You knew I was going to pick Navy. So there's 3-2. A loss at Navy. Win versus Temple at home. Loss at Tulane.
This is where we're gonna hopefully be different. Maybe not.
Hold on, let me just think for a second because I've gone back and forth a lot of the past few weeks. What am I at right now? 4-2. I'm at 4-2. Give me a win against Memphis. Give me a win against UTSA. Give me a loss at SMU. Give me a loss at Tulsa, and give me a win over UAB. Give me 7-5.
Interesting.
There you go. There you go. 7-5 and 4-4 in conference with wins over UTSA and Memphis. Then maybe a kind of setback loss against Tulsa. You kind of hope you beat Tulsa there. I think UAB actually is pretty good, but the Trent Dilfer question mark as their head coach.
I thought of it as also like it's senior night, last game of the season at home.
Yeah,
Like
because North Texas has never lost a game on senior night that they had to win. Was that 20? That was 2019.
that's crazy. You just brought.
That was 2019. Yeah,
Stop
the
bringing
Mason Fine last Mason
demons back.
Fine game they lost.
Stop.
No, just saying.
Why'd you pick the Memphis UTSA back-to-back dub?
I think that's it's at home. So I'm similar to you here. I think first year staff, you need all the advantages you get. I think that home we've seen, I think across the country when it comes to air raid / passing offenses, there's a lot more comfort at home than it is on the road.
Yeah.
For whatever reason that is, I can't explain, but that's typically how it goes. I wasn't picking them to be SMU or Tulane. I just don't think those are winnable games personally at this moment. Maybe I'll be surprised. UTSA, I remain a little bit lower on this year than the past 2 years. 2 years ago, I thought they were great. Last year, I thought they were really, really good. This year, I think they're good. Frank Harris has gone through 5 surgeries over the offseason or something like that.
Like this last one?
This last offseason. Like he did an interview. My dad
Is he okay?
My dad reads the paper and knows everything about UTSA. He was like,
Glad
yeah,
your dad's our UTSA insider. That's
yeah, I
great.
know. Well, he reads the paper and then relays it to me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how the chain goes. But like Frank Harris has had a ton of surgeries in his career, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's been healthy the last 2 years. I'm not saying he's going to get hurt this year, but like the mobility maybe isn't as sharp as what it used to be. Maybe he's more of a pocket quarterback. They lose Zachary Franklin as their receiver. They still have really good receivers, the two especially. Their offensive line will be better this year. Cardenas is good. The running back's good. They're going to be a good team. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were the last couple years. And this game is in Apogee Stadium.
Hey, what stadium is it in, Bruni?
Daku
Yeah,
Stadium.
that doesn't roll off the tongue like Apogee, huh? Does it?
No, yep. It doesn't. It doesn't. Daku Stadium. It's at home. Yeah, and I think at this point in the year, North Texas will be rolling, and I think they're going to have a good shot in that game. I don't think they'll be that much underdogs. And then Memphis is the tougher one for me. I almost picked what you did, lost Memphis a win in UTSA, but I think Memphis at home, as much as I think the more I read about Memphis, it's like they're okay. They're still a very talented team, and we'll see. However, North Texas beating them up last year did give me some encouragement in making that pick. So we'll see. But I do agree with you. The Navy game, very, very scared. Very scared starting conference with Navy.
Here's a question that I feel like nobody that we talked to, including us, has really given any merit to. That La Tech game or FIU game. What do you think the chances are that they drop one of those?
No, they're not losing FIU. FIU is not good.
I just mean in terms of
I
the
took
sense
La
that they're
Tech
not
minus 10.5 against FIU tomorrow. So
okay.
Everybody tune in.
FIU about to blow them out by like 3 touchdowns. We're gonna be just like
well, mark it as a loss. The La Tech game going into a second year head coach. It's obviously in was it Ruston? Yeah, it's not Shreveport. It's Ruston. Last year, and the thing is we know about La Tech. Year after year after year, they've been good. Last 2 years pretty much have kind of been those outlier seasons. Can they get back to where they've been? And I think if they I don't know the recruiting situation, but if they recruit just East Texas and Louisiana, like you're gonna have good teams. You're gonna have good football teams. So that is the game to me. That's one of the 5, right? That's one of the 5 that I mentioned that could go either way. At La Tech is not an easy game at all. And if they lose that, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know what the spread's going to be right now, but like North Texas is minus like 3, something like that.
Yeah.
So that is one that I am nervous about. I'll give you that. And if you lose that and they lose Navy, like that's 2 and 3 out the gates.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. Remember 2 weeks ago I was coming on here saying that we're going to be 5 and 0.
You did say that somehow.
I'm just saying. Or 6-0, I think I said actually, because Temple as well. So, and Temple, not for nothing, is not going to be a bad team either. Like, this is such an interesting schedule because there's the walkover games just aren't here.
I think what you're getting though, and with this schedule, is you're getting a good barometer of where this team is at in the American, because you're not facing. I mean, you still have SMU and Tulane, but like you just said, Navy's like a okay team, Temple's like an okay team, Tulsa's like an okay team,
Yeah.
and then if you're able to come up above 50% on the wins there, then you're going to know you're a top half in the team conference.
And to your point, I think I've mentioned this before. Like, the schedule is really tough. Like, you have the
Yeah,
4 best teams in the conference
yeah,
in a row.
yeah.
Like, you don't have FAU, who's probably the 6th or 5th best team, like right there. But then it's like Navy is good, Tulsa, UAB, Temple. Like, you have the hardest schedule potentially of any team in the conference.
Here's something too: Memphis and UTSA both being home, and you get those first 2 first out of that 4-game stretch. If you don't win one of those, you're going to feel really bad going to SMU
Really
and
bad.
Tulsa. Really
Really
bad.
bad.
Um,
Really, really bad. So
you
that's
you asked me a question: if they went 7-5 but did not win the bowl game, would it be a successful season? With my schedule, with their wins and losses, I would say no, because for my wins and losses, they do not beat any of the good teams that we haven't seen them beat before. I
maybe
have
UTSA.
the good team they're beating is UTSA. We've seen them beat UTSA, but SMU's always been on another level. Memphis has always been on another level, even though they won on paper last year.
Question.
Yeah.
Of the 5, so we have 5 tough games. 5 games North Texas will be underdogs in this year for sure.
Actually, one second. Can I reword what I just said?
Go ahead.
I don't want to say it's not going to be a successful season because it would be under Eric Morris. It's just going to feel a lot like the past, and I don't know if that's going to make anyone excited.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's going to be like, oh, it's bad that Eric Morris went 7-5 in his first year, because that's unfair. Yeah. It would just not feel. I don't know how what I'm trying to say. It just
we're tired of 7-5 with
7
wins that aren't against teams that are good. This is the thing, though. Last year, baked into their schedule, like this year, they're playing FIU and La Tech out of conference.
Yeah.
Last year, they played FIU and La Tech in conference, and they played UTEP in conference.
Yeah.
Like, those 3
That's
teams,
fair.
FIU, La Tech, UTEP, would be the worst teams on this conference schedule this year.
That's fair.
By far. So now, if you're telling me they go 7-5 with wins over Navy, Tulsa, UAB, one of like Memphis or UTSA,
that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Also, what did I remember? I tweeted out the SB Plus, like the metrics, like power ratings and stuff like that. Like, those are teams that are inside the top 100.
Yeah.
At this point, you're not playing again. Sorry, UTEP, FIU, La Tech, like, those aren't conference opponents this year.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Difference.
I'll walk that back then. It would be a successful season, because you're right. You're not leaving with a bad taste in your mouth, like, oh yeah, 3 of those wins came against cupcakes, because you don't. I mean, your one win against a cupcake would be ACU, or I guess 2 FIU presumably. But like, as you said, they were in the conference last year. So if you're able to, like Temple, that's not going to be like a UTEP. You're right, Bruni. You're right. Success.
Success. We just keep lowering the bar. If they go 5-7 and have fun, I think that's a successful season too.
All right. So you had them at 7-5.
I have them at 7-5.
God, doesn't it seem crazy after what we just talked about, like these last 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Look. Here's the thing. My trust in Eric Morris is probably too high right now.
I think everybody's trust is, though.
But
I feel like you have to have
Seth Luttrell to Eric Morris.
Yeah.
Is worth a win to me.
Yeah.
You give me Seth Luttrell in this schedule, I'm at most going 6-6. Probably going 5-7.
Yeah.
But 6-6.
Very true.
I just think that's worth a win. I think that they get through the non-conference at 3-1. And if you get through the non-conference at 3-1, there is a path to go 4-4 here. And if they can do that, they go 7-7. I'm really, as much as Tulane and SMU scare me, UTSA to a degree, UTSA and Memphis to a degree, I think they win at least one of those 2 games, and then you pull out the rest and get to 7 wins. Like,
yeah,
That's my schedule. We'll have to make a graphic with the wins and losses for each, so we can put it on Twitter. That's your job. But um, I'm 7-5, and I have no clue if they're gonna win the bowl game or not. Because if they go against
Someone godly, it's
a
gonna be pretty
six and
tough.
six Big 12 team or a 6-6 Pac-12 team, if they play, let's just off the top of my head, just roll out a team that could be 6-6 this year.
No.
No, Wisconsin, no.
Oregon
Like a
State.
Miami. If Miami
Oh,
goes
okay.
6-6 this year, and they play Miami in the bowl game and lose, like I'm not gonna be pissed. But if they
It's
play
not gonna
Boise
feel good.
State,
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. Be very interesting. But
Okay.
anyways, all right, that's the season predictions. I'm at 7-5. Colin's at 6-6.
No, I'm at 7-5. Oh, did I say lost at Tulsa? Yeah, I did.
6-6. You're 6-6.
Six and
Don't
six.
don't
I'm six and
don't
six.
wiggle.
You're right. You're right.
Don't
Sorry.
wiggle.
Well, I had the thing. You can't see it. I had the thing squared out. It said 7-5, 6-6 question mark. But you know,
That's all right. You said you were gonna be the pessimist, so stick to your guns here.
I did
Don't,
say that. I felt like
don't.
bad about myself. Like I was like, dang, am I just like a fake when I was like going through these games? I was
Look
like,
again,
dang.
6-6 with the bowl game, with the bowl
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yep.
Look, let me talk to Matthew from in December. If they're 6-6 and win a bowl game, and Matthew's upset, listen, Matthew, calm down. It's year
No.
one.
If anybody is upset, you just need to not be a Mean Green fan.
Look,
You know,
6-6, year one. They win a bowl game, something Latrell couldn't do. So we have some postseason ambitions.
here's something. What if they went 5-7, got in on academics like Seth did in his first year, but win the bowl game against Army? Huh? Is that a success, Bruni?
No. I'm not taking a 5-7 season. I don't give a damn what happens here. All right, the depth chart was released, Colin.
Yeah.
The depth chart was released. Let me pull it up. Real quick. Any surprises? Anything stand out to you? What do you want to talk about here?
I think we will both talk about the QB thing just over the top at the end, I guess. I thought the biggest thing that was interesting to me
Let me share my
was,
screen.
yeah, if you want to bring it up before I start talking so they can actually look. There you go. The biggest thing for me was honestly Kalen Horton being the backup wide receiver.
Because you think of him more as a gadget guy?
I just feel like his name hasn't really been mentioned. Like we've heard a lot of other guys. We heard of that freshman. Forgive me, I forgot his name. That could get some snaps, and he still
Yeah.
could. But I didn't think that Kalen Horton would rise up to to be listed fully on the depth chart. I thought it'd be guys we've heard of in the past more. Not saying that he still wouldn't get snaps, but it's interesting to me that he is the backup to Roderick Burns. So, and with that, I think that's really good because I loved when he was on the field in open field last year. So if he gets more snaps, I think great. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah. He does fit that kind of Y role, as you can see from the height. Same height as Rod Burns. Like they're
Wow.
both kind of
Just call him out like that?
5'9", nothing to be wrong with 5'9".
I'm 5'9".
You're 5'9" on a good day.
Yeah.
You have really short arms though. No, long arms. I'm
No,
sorry.
my
You have
arms are
really long
longer, yeah.
arms though. That's what makes, on the basketball court, it kind of bothers you. Colin's
Yeah.
just out there
Yeah. Yeah.
just putting his
Just
hands
like
up.
that though in stationary, so it's not doing anything.
That's Colin on defense. He's like the inflatable outside of the car, the new car spot. That's what Colin is. Except imagine them with I guess they do have long arms. Yeah. That's Colin on defense in basketball. Anyways, so yeah, you have the Y spot locked down. We heard some Damon Ward potentially starting.
I did, yeah.
Him being behind Trey Cleveland's fine with me. I think Damon Ward's actually pretty good. Let's keep it at receiver. Jamoy Macklin gets the X starting spot. Jordan Smart gets the H. Those are flexible spots. I think we do see a lot of 4 wide receiver personnel packages with perhaps the limitations at tight end. Again, don't want to say anything bad about Christian Lee. I think Christian Lee's a fine player. They don't have depth there, so it's kind of like you're handcuffed to a degree. So if Christian Lee's not on the field, I think they just go 4 receivers. I don't think they're gonna really force the issue. I know coach has talked about some walk-ons and so on and so forth, but regardless, I think 4 receivers is fine. Jordan Smart's really good, really fast. Jamoy Macklin is, in my opinion, the best receiver. Rod Burns, proven guy. Trey Cleveland's the big play guy at 6'1", 200, and out of Texas Tech. So that's receiver. What else you want to talk about here on offense?
I think offensive line, looking at it on paper and not like just thinking it, this offensive line looks really, really, really good. Like I know we've said it's good, but it
Yeah.
looks really good. When we have guys that have started in the past, like Dejon Carroll, we talked about Paula. I can't say his last name, so I'm not going to
By
try.
Pula.
Yeah, like those are guys that have started in the past.
Yeah.
So, and then Larry Moore coming in as well. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man, that's gonna be a really good offensive line.
Yeah. I remember how high we were on Jet Duncan as a recruit.
Yeah,
It's not the
obviously.
tallest offensive line, but then again, the interior guys don't have to be tall, 6'2", 6'2", 6'1", so that's not a concern. Casey Mareka, veteran guy, back senior. Fubechi Nuawu, a guy with a ton of talent. They're looking forward to seeing at tackle. Like you said, I think the backups are pretty good as well. So I feel good. I feel good about the offensive line. We said this when we ranked the position units, O line, D line, and we felt really good about. So
Yeah,
shout out to them. And if Gabe Blair is one of the best guards in the conference, then that sets up pretty nicely. What do you want to talk? Running back. There's 4 of them. They all got an
yep.
or.
Oral got an or, which is good. I like that. It means that Oscar Attaway's ready.
Yes, Oscar Attaway. I know we talked about him last podcast. Maybe question mark. Questioning if he's back. I think people said on Twitter, people said on Going Green is like, they saw some good things from him
Yeah,
in the scrimmage. So that is encouraging. Iowa Day did not participate in the scrimmage. I don't know his availability or how exactly he's doing, but regardless, if you just have 3 of these 4 healthy, like
yeah.
it's an
Shoot,
awesome running back
two
room.
of the 4,
Yeah,
and
if you
they
just
can all start, and you just throw in a third walk on, you'll be all right.
yeah. Again, it'll be interesting to see how they balance the run game with the pass game with
Yeah,
Eric Morris as the head coach. It's just that's my biggest question mark here is how they balance that out. It's gonna be really interesting. Then a quarterback, Stone Earl or Chandler Rogers.
let me just come in here and say this. I don't like that it says or still. And not because I wasn't expecting it to say or. He said Stone Earl's our guy.
Yeah.
We'll see what Chandler Rogers. We'll see Chandler Rogers. Now I know that we will probably see Chandler Rogers in this game, barring an insane Stone Earl outing, which we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like it was always gonna say or, so that didn't surprise me.
Really? Oh, I didn't think he'd go that route. I thought he'd be bigger than that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Okay.
joking. I'm joking.
No, we're never getting him on this
I'm
podcast.
joking. I'm joking. Yeah, that's the first question, Mr. Morris, not Coach.
Mr. Morris. Yeah, so I think we see both.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna see both. I don't know what's gonna transpire. No idea how the quarterback position is gonna work out there, but we'll see. There's an or there. Also, they have this nice little career starts tab right here. I think it's kind of interesting. So, like you said, Dejon Carroll, 23 starts, not starting this year. Chandler Rogers, 18 starts, not starting this year. Damon Ward, 17 starts, not starting. Everybody else is starting, pretty much.
I like that Jace Ruder down there.
Where's
Quarterback with
Jace?
the most starts, 5. I didn't realize he started that many
5.
games.
Woo.
That's actually crazy he started that many
JD
games.
Head, 2, but those are at Abilene Christian, I'm pretty sure.
Oscar Attaway only 4.
Sad.
Ayudeti only 3? What is happening?
Iowa Day.
Sorry,
All right. Defense.
Yep.
Anything stands out here? Where do you want to start?
Kevin Wood being on the depth chart and starting is huge. That has been a thing the last 2 weeks that I feel like we've just been, or the last 2 podcasts where we're just like, okay, well now I don't know what we're gonna do at linebacker. So it's good to see him on there. I didn't really have anything crazy for that except for John Davis starting at corner across from Rich Tejada. Nothing bad or good about that, just interesting, I think. As you told me before the podcast, that was a battle. So
with him and Lorenzo Thompson.
Yeah, Lorenzo Thompson, sorry. And I think for me, that would be it.
I think we just need to see how this defense kind of operates. Because we know how good Rod Brown, Mason Richards, and June, if you want to call him Fatafe Vela. I think what they call it is Junebug, right?
Junebug, yep, yeah, that's his name again.
Is it Junebug or June?
It's Junebug, I think. June.
I think it's just June. I think it's just June. So yeah, see how June does there. Jordan Brown, another guy I'm really interested in. It's your time to step up, my man. It's your time to step up.
Is it weird to you that he's not, or that he is starting over Carson Crop?
No. But that's just because I've been a Jordan Brown fan since they got him
Since he was a freshman,
signed out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, I think this guy was really, really good.
There was a specific podcast where he had a really bad game, and you just went in on Jordan Brown.
Which one? Wait, when? What?
It was like years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. High expectations for the man.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was the other way around. I thought I was really high on Jordan Brown. Regardless.
No, you were, and it disappointed you that he had a bad game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Logan Wilson and Phil Hill locked down the safety spots. We heard good things about Bryce Linder. Heard good things about Dylan Williams. Evan Jackson, freshman. So, yeah, defense is locked down. Consecutive starts down here. I think that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just scrolling now. Okay, pronunciation guide.
You don't look at special teams? Nothing crazy pops out about that for you? New kicker?
We knew about Noah Rauschenberg.
I know, but now it's solidified.
Okay, now it's solidified.
Is he the place kicker, or is he going to be both?
Or at punt returner, no Rod Burns this year, or Kalen. Or I guess Kalen Horton's only kick return. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Wait, what?
I was like, what are you talking about? Punt returner and kick returner.
2 PR spots.
Oh. What?
But hold on, dude. PR is punter, so I don't know what I was reading. PR Sawyer Evans is a punter. So sorry, everybody. That's a neck. I was misreading it. Look, I saw PR and I was like, that's.
Look at this battle, though. What do you think about this over here? We talk about QBs. Now let's talk about this punter. Sawyer Evans or Adam Jacklin? What do you think of the junior versus the freshman? I thought it was going to be
Sawyer Evans. I thought that's who we thought it was going to be.
I don't even know who Adam Jacklin is. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be Sawyer Evans.
So,
Adam Jacklin might give him a run for his money. We'll see.
You have any questions about pronunciations?
Yeah. Can we, let me see real quick.
Iowa Day right here. Iowa Day.
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that third name.
What in the world? Vix. I'm going to say it without the pronunciation again. Vixaril Alabuedi.
Unfortunately, the Z is silent, Bruni.
Oh. Vicaril? Wow. That comes off guard. Vicaril
Alabuede.
Alabuede.
Vicaril Alabuede. Vicaril
Lakey Ashanua.
I said Daisy Carroll wrong earlier. I said Dazon. Didn't I?
Daisy on.
Dang.
I don't know.
I'm trash.
Anybody else here?
I'm glad we can specify how to say Stone Earl.
Where's Stone Earl? Earl.
Yep.
Sifa Leota, knew that. Ziglil.
look at Carson Kropp.
Hey, it's not Ziglil. Xylil. Oh, that changes everything.
Wow.
Xylil McMillan. So there you go. Casey Mareka, correct. Fabechi. Weewoo. Wow. Okay.
That's how you say that?
I said
Weewoo?
I said in Wawu, but yeah, Weewoo. It says Weewoo right there.
Man, I'm sorry. That's tough. That's a tough last name, man.
Fabechi Weewoo. I mean, it's way easier now. I mean, for us to say.
But now I keep imagining like police cars on like a kid show.
Yeah. It's also Ikaika, not Ikaika. Ikaika Rags.
I like Cortland Rawsaw though.
Cortland Rawsaw, knew that one. Mason.
Wait, well, what's the difference between RAH and RAW?
This is the phonetic spelling.
I know, but so like pronounced. What's the difference? You all right?
I don't know. Lorenzo Ridge Tejada. I think we got everybody. Dylan Weslowski.
Hold on, Paula Vaipulu.
Yeah, Paula Vaipulu. I knew that one.
Vaipulu. I didn't know that one that well at all.
All right, and there you go. The pronunciation guide.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
North Texas. So there you have it. All right, real quick before we wrap up, one player you're interested in watching on each side. It can be a sleeper. It can just be general question.
Or you want to put the depth chart back up? Just so
yeah, sorry, I hit it.
Yeah, that's okay. It is. Man, I had one written down for offense, but I feel like I've already kind of talked him up when that would be Kalen Horton. I want to see how good Trey Cleveland's going to do in that Z spot. If he's going to be like, how much of a Jaya Short are we losing here?
Player, yeah. How much can he fill those shoes?
Yeah. So, Trey Cleveland on offense for me. On defense, I want to go with Ridge Tejada. It might be a cop out, but I want to see if it's a Conference USA thing or if it's a he's legitimately going to be good every single game, no matter the opponent. And last year he was, but I want to see it again.
Yeah,
So that is mine.
good picks. Offense, I'll go J Mac. I'll go Jamori Macklin.
Mm, mm,
Because I think he's the best receiver on this team, and if he is the best receiver, and he is actually like kind of what you said about Rich Tejada, like can he take it to that level where
yeah,
you are the guy this
yeah,
year? You're
yeah,
really like making plays. That's gonna be interesting. Defense, Jordan Brown is the obvious pick.
yeah.
Jordan Brown,
That's for you.
if
That's
Jordan
definitely
Brown
obvious.
is actually really good, that changes things about this defense to me. So
Okay.
that would answer a lot of questions, but that's a major question mark here. So those are my two picks.
You think Noah Rauschenberger lives up to the last two kickers?
No,
Those are big
but
shoes
that's
to
okay.
fill. Big
That's
shoes
okay.
to fill.
That is okay. All right, Colin. There you have it. Our preseason predictions are in the books. We're going to have a Cal preview podcast out in the coming week, and then it is time for football. So leave us a like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know on in the replies what you think of the podcast, what you think of what we're talking about. Thanks to everybody who checked out our Stone Earl podcast. Both of our podcasts the past week did pretty well, so thank you all for that. Follow us on Twitter, Green Room UNT. Interact with us there. We're gonna continue to post more and more as the season ramps up. And yeah, for Colin Mitchell, I'm Matthew Bruni. We will talk to y'all later.